and having a regular bedtime and having a regular wake up time. It's been, I mean, well,
for all the downsides, there are a few upsides, right?
There's a few upsides. I mean, yeah.
I wanted to ask you, there's a lot, mastering engineers, like you were just saying, you can master like 10 to 15 songs in a day, and you guys are notoriously, known for working with a ton of clients all the time, all at once. Is there any keys to your organization? Anything that helps you stay on top of everything?
I use this tool called Trello. This is gonna maybe sound a bit boring, but what I do...
Go for it. I love this stuff.
So I have a Trello board for mastering, and it's just me who sees it. My manager doesn't want any part in it, and I can totally get why, because it looks confusing as hell and really, really messy, but I understand it. And so what I do is for each stage of mastering, I have a little column, and I make I don't know what you call them, the little blobs that you can move around.
A card.
The card, yeah, that's it. And so I make a card with the artist's name, how many songs I maybe put on there, whether they need vinyl sides or a DDP or anything. And just so I've got that basic information that I can see straight away. And then I've got different columns. So like first draft, waiting for feedback, revisions to do, formats and metadata, invoice, like the whole timeline is a different column. And so I move each card to the different column. So for example, they might go from first draft master into waiting for feedback, and then feedback comes back. I'll put them in the revisions pile if they need a revision. And then once that revision gets sent off, I'll put them back in the waiting for feedback column. And I think just doing that, because I can't work spreadsheets and stuff like that. To me, that's just so tedious and boring.
Yeah, no, I love Trello. I love that. I started using a software called Notion. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I haven't, no.
It's kind of like you could do Trello boards, but you could also do other kinds of boards. You could do anything. So it becomes like a journal.
That sounds great.
And there's and so I recently did something. I have a Trello. I have something like that for this podcast. Like, okay, this is a contact that I've reached out to. This is somebody that I've, I scheduled a time for, et cetera. Now I have one also for projects. Like, okay, am I recording this? Am I mixing this? Am I editing whatever it is? So I'll have I started doing something very similar. So it's cool to hear that I'm not alone.
Yeah, I think, when you're juggling loads of different things, it's so easy to get lost, and sort of, when you feel so overwhelmed by stuff that you just kind of freeze and you don't know where to start. I think just by having everything laid out on one page and you can see everything. So I do that, but I also make a nice little to-do list at the start of each day as well, just so that, it's in multiple places what I need to do. And also, some things might be slightly higher priority in terms of, the artist might need something quicker than someone else. So it just means that I can, put those things right at the top of my to-do list, whereas they might be sort of halfway down the Trello board. And as well as that, I put things in my iPhone calendar, and actually schedule that time so that, I don't accidentally book in something different to do. So yeah, everything I need to do is in 3 different places. I'm not a naturally organised person, so I really struggle with not getting lost with it all. It's hard. But
there's no all in one
no.
for freelancers that do creative work. I feel like it's not,
Yeah.
I've just had I've had organization paralysis, just looking for the right program to do all this stuff in, and it's impossible. You got to just do it,
Totally. And just listening to people talk as well, and and watching tutorials. I got the idea for the Trello board from mastering engineer called Piper Payne, who is amazing. I love her so much. But she has...
oh, yeah. I've heard her name on the show, actually. She mastered for somebody who was on the show.
She's so good.
Yeah.
But she has this massive board, like a physical board in her studio, where she moves stuff from column to column on Post-its. And I was like, that's genius. But I don't have the space for for an actual board.
Yeah.
So I set up the Trello board because I saw that she was doing that. And yeah, it's been a game changer.
Love it. I think I'm out of questions because you kind of answered all my other questions roundabout ways for like through other questions. But yeah, there's a question that I ask every guest, and I'd love to ask you as well. What's one thing, when you were getting started, what was one thing that you either maybe did or didn't do that you'd want to impart on the listener who's kind of at the beginning of their journey that you'd say, like, this is the thing you got to do or maybe not do to, find success in, this journey of audio?
Oh God, so many things. Okay, number one, pay someone else to write your bio. Like,
cool.
Just even if it's your friend who does a bit of writing on the side, just pay someone else to do it, because writing about yourself, you're never going to get it quite right.
Interesting.
And yeah, I think I tried to do my own for a long time, and I felt really cringy writing it, like writing about myself. And also, it's hard to get your own personality across when you're writing about yourself, whereas someone else knows exactly who you are. Or I paid a journalist to write mine, and he asked me all of the right questions, and then went and did it and sent it back, and I was like, whoa, that's cool. So before, when you asked me about my bio, it's just because I got my website built and I've not really read.
Well, your website is really great. Like it was really well put together, and the bio was awesome. Also,
thank you.
Yeah,
I did not do any of it. No, a guy called Andy Callum made my website. I think it went live in June. Like before that, I had a DIY website which did the job, but it just, I don't know, it looked like trash because I'm not a website builder, and I don't really have much patience for that kind of thing. But yeah, my number one first tip would be to pay someone to write your bio, for sure. Number two, so I use a software called QuickBooks for invoicing, and that's really good because, they don't sponsor me. They're not paying me to say this. I just really like it, so I tell everyone about it. I think it's like £9 a month in British money, and you can send loads of invoices. You can chase them up automatically by sending a reminder. Like, it tells you when they're due, it tells you if they're overdue. You can link it with your bank account so that you can sort of do your taxes easier. I did not do that for a very long time, and it made things tricky. And then I was at Abbey Road Studios like last Christmas, I think, like December 2019, and my mate Lauren was there, and I was like, oh, Lauren, I've just got this QuickBooks thing and I don't know how to use it. She whipped out a phone and she was like, this is what you do, it'll be life-changing. So she gave me a little demo, and yeah, it was great. So I've been on that ever since, and it's been a big time saver, because I really hate invoicing as well. It's boring, and it feels weird asking people for money for something that you really enjoy doing. That's never, I don't know, I'm not a business type person, so that's never been kind of easy for me to do. But, with QuickBooks, you literally just type in their name, their email address, how much, and then press send, and it sends you like a really fancy looking invoice. And number 3 is don't be shy. And if someone gives you their business card and says, feel free to contact me if you have any questions, think up a question and contact them. and actually get in touch. I had that opportunity to contact so many great people, and I was always too shy. And I think that's quite a biggie, because they're all people that I would have really loved to learn something from, but I was just so too intimidated by them. But don't be, because people are really nice.
Yeah, people are just people. Like sometimes we think that they're, these icons or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you grow up and you're whatever. Like I'm like thinking like, just like a kid, like a Jewish kid, like, oh, the rabbis, they're the rabbis. You know what I mean? Like, but like they're just humans. Just like you are. You know what I mean? So most people are nice people.
For sure.
Yeah, love it, Katie. What a pleasure to have you on the show. Really great to meet you and schmooze with you, and I learned a lot. How can the audience find you on the internet?
I'm the only Katie Tavini in Google, so just, shout that into the wind, and I'm there.
It'll spit you back out there.
Yeah.
I'll link up to your website and your Instagram or whatever else you want me to link up.
Amazing. Thanks so much for having me. It's been so cool to chat with you.
Sure, it's a pleasure, and I hope you stay safe, and good luck with the rest of this lockdown.
Thank you.
Hopefully it'll be over soon.
And you.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Secret Sonics. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Katie as much as I did. If you enjoyed this episode or any of our other episodes, I'd super appreciate it if you would go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a rating and review. It really helps the show. And if you could share this episode or your favorite episode with a friend or two, that would also really help the show move forward. In addition to that, you can find us on social media. Just search for Secret Sonics. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. And you can email me at secretsonics@gmail.com if you have any comments, feedback, guests you might want to recommend, anything like that. So that's about it for now. Until next time, I hope you guys have a great week. Stay safe out there and dig in. Bye-bye.